Hello everybody, I'm going to do a tutorial on Procreate today. It's a drawing app for your iPad or your iPhone. It looks like this right here. When you open it up, if you're a first-time user, you'll see a blank screen. If you're a repeated user, you'll see all the canvases you've been working on. So this is a drawing program, and it is $9.99, a one-time fee for an iPad. If you buy it for your phone, called Procreate Pocket, it's $4.99. You can select a canvas size that's already pre-made, or you can make your own. I've gone ahead and made a screen already for us, so here we go, just a blank canvas. So Procreate comes with a bunch of brushes that are pre-loaded, broken down into different categories. There's sketching brushes, inking brushes, there's drawing brushes, calligraphy brushes, painting brushes, artistic, got a whole bunch of categories. You even have textures here, so they're not traditional brushes, some abstract brushes, even ones that mimic light. So really the possibilities are endless. I also have purchased a few brush packs here, but that's not needed at all. There are plenty on here for everything you could think of. I'm using an Apple pencil, and the cool thing about Apple pencils are that they respond to the pressure that you put on them. So if I press lighter, it's very thin. If I press harder, it gets a little bit thicker. You can also mess with the opacity of the brush over here, so it's less visible. You can also mess with the size of the brush here, so now it's very thin. I do want to mention that even though I am using an Apple pencil, it's not the only option. There are many other pencils that will work with the iPad and Procreate. This was the first one that I had. It's a different stylus. The only difference is that it does not respond to the pressure that you put on it. So you can change the size with the slider, but it will be the same pressure every time you draw a line, no matter how hard you're pressing. Okay, and now if we wanted to draw on top of this, but we didn't necessarily want to mess with what we've already done, click this stack right here and you can create a new layer by clicking the plus sign. We can change the color of our brush over here. There are a few different ways to do it. We can look at it in the disc, the classic view, or you can change the saturation, the lightness, the darkness. You can also change the color here as well. You can also drag around here. Oops, there's a new feature called Harmony, so you can see the complementary colors of the one that you have. You can do it, you can literally manipulate every value in the color, or you can go to your pre-saved palettes that you have. If you've somehow clicked away from the color that you were using and you want to find the complementary color, the way to get that color back is to press and hold on the drawing, and it will find that color again. And then we'll come back in here, so that would be the complementary color. So now let's draw on a new layer. I'm going to put the opacity all the way up. I'm gonna make the brush a little bit bigger so we can see. And we'll draw a star. Now, if I don't like what I did, you can just double tap and it will erase what you did. Okay, so now I have a new layer open. You can really add, it depends on the size of your canvas. You can see if you go over here and you hit canvas, canvas information, and then layers, it will show you, based on the size canvas I have, I can use 18 layers maximum. So let's go ahead to layer 2. We'll delete these other ones because we don't need them right now. And we're just gonna draw on layer 2, oops. And then these tools up here, you can erase, you can smudge. This tool here, you can select in the layer and you can move it around. You can distort it, you can warp it. And if you don't like what you did, you can just double tap and it will undo. Anytime that you draw on a layer, you click on the layer, it will bring up a lot of options. for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to show you to merge down, which is now going to combine the two layers. So now everything moves together. But I'm going to go ahead and undo that. And I'll show you combine down. So now they're in the same group. So we can move the group together, but there's still two separate layers. So we can move them independent of one another. Okay, and one last feature that is pretty much it for the simple things you can do on Procreate. Let's just delete this. I'm going to set a background color. Let's make it a dark blue. You can add some text. So actions, add text. Actually going to go ahead and make that white so we can see it a little bit better. And then we can come in here and we can pick a different font. There's just quite a few already loaded on the iPad and Procreate. So again, no need to do any sort of special purchases or anything after getting the app. You can manipulate the size, the kerning, tracking, you know, all those sort of things. You can make it light, semi-bold, bold, and you can also outline all the letters. You can underline it. You can have it justified left, right, center. You can make it all caps. And that's pretty much it for Procreate Basics. Thank you for watching, everybody. Hopefully you learned something.